So you're getting ready to face off against the clans. Inner Sphere. That's what we're going to look at in this Battletech podcast from the perspective of early invasion. Now, one of the great things about Battletech is truly there is an immersive and amazing timeline for which you can explore this universe. And even if right now you're new to the game, you've got the starter set of Armored Combat, you will increase your collection. At some point, I want to encourage you, if you're not there yet, to start exploring the clans. Start collecting those miniatures and getting the most out of your models, especially if they're Inner Sphere. Because look at a Stalker, for instance. You can play that Inner Sphere, Fall of the Star League, going at each other. You can take that same model and throw it against the clans and explore it that way. You can then go post-invasion when clan tech becomes more mainstream and a lot of the mechs that have fallen from the Star League get restored. Now you can explore the newer variants of the Stalker. So out of that one model, so many great ways to play. That said, the first time you jump in against the clans as Inner Sphere, it's a different game. There are some challenges, and in the previous podcast, we explored this idea of playing the clans, talk about the ultimate power trip in speed, firepower, maneuverability, just everything on there. The introduction of battle armor versus conventional infantry. A lot of really neat, different ideas. So the first thing, going up against the clans, and at whatever battle value that you're playing at, the weapons hit easier, they pack more damage, and the clans mount better armor and better maneuverability on average. So what that means, if you're a light mech, you can take one hit. You know, depending on the light mech, think about that. Depending on the light mech, not that a light mech ever wants to get hit, you can take one Gauss rifle hit or one ER-PPC hit to the torso. It's going to blow you out on there. So essentially, one hit can take out a mech. Now, imagine if you're going up against a Warhawk, and I say a Warhawk is a clan example because normally Inner Sphere, these are the tactical considerations. Normally Inner Sphere, your light mech has so much speed, it can effectively ignore the heavy and the assault mechs. They're going to be slower, they don't have the same range. You're not going to engage, if you don't want to, a Battle Master on there. But with the clans, they have speed. They have incredible range on their weapons. 20-plus hexes, easy. As a light mech, you're going to be reachable everywhere on the table, especially if you're playing on a hex map. So one shot, your light mech's down. Okay, Fritz, we move to medium mechs. They can take maybe 3 or 4 hits on there. Essentially, the damage that you will take, this is kind of a rough meta formula here. This is what I've noticed over numerous games. The damage that you would take against a mech in 3 turns of Battletech Inner Sphere versus Inner Sphere. 3 turns. And we're discounting the lucky headshot, the torso hit, snake eyes, or first hit goes to internal, blasts away armor, second shot into internals. Back and forth. Average Battletech. 3 turns. Think about the damage your mech would take in 3 turns. For the clans, it's 3 to 1. So essentially, every turn you are taking 3 times the damage that you would take Inner Sphere versus Inner Sphere. That's pretty scary. And certainly, while there's no right or wrong way, again, to play Battletech, if we're looking at the narrative, the clans are going in with battle armor. They're going in with elementals, which offer new delivery systems, new ways of engaging infantry and mechs and vehicles, and you're like, how are we supposed to stop this? So right away, you need to outnumber. You need to aggressively, let me rephrase that. You need to aggressively outnumber the clans. 12K battle value, a recent game, I was playing the clans. You don't get a lot. I got 4 mechs and some battle armor. 4 mechs and some battle armor, 12K on there. Inner Sphere, you get a lot of toys. So with that, you need to win the game. The game is won on initiative. And I'm not talking about initiative syncs and other ways to kind of stick within the rules. We should do a podcast on that. But making sure that you can send 3 or 4 units, and I define a unit as a mech, possibly a vehicle, possibly air support. We're going to put infantry aside for a moment. You need to engage 3 or 4 on 1. So this way, yes, that clan mech could possibly split fire. It could do a primary and secondary target on there with modifiers. But a mech can only face so many directions and bring its weapons to bear in so many places, unless it has rear-facing weapons. So with that, it will face to engage 1 mech. But you will be able to get mechs behind. You will be able to get mechs in more advantageous positions on there. Positioning becomes key. Outnumbering becomes key. What this means is normally you'd say, well, look, Fritz, I'm just going to bulk up. I'm going to go full-on Steiner and paint everything blue and just throw down like multiple Atlases, multiple assault-type mechs on there. You'll last a little longer. But when you're taking 15, 20 points of damage a turn, when you're getting hit with targeting computers, when you're outranged, this is an example, let's say Warhawk versus Atlas. The Warhawk has the ability with the PPCs to dance at medium range, to dance at long range. Yes, I'd like to be point blank range and not have any modifiers, but I can stay out of range of your AC-20. I can stay out of your range of your medium lasers. In the inner sphere, a lot of the assault mechs, they might have 1 or 2 long-range weapons. They might even have them in tandem, meaning you might have 2 PPCs. You might have a 20-pack LRM. But the bulk of the damage, the bulk of the boom boom is going to be medium lasers and other short range stuff, SRM 6-packs, AC-20s, that when it gets close, it's going to be beast. And other inner sphere mechs, heavy and assault, have to get close to bring that to bear. Those games are intense. But the inner sphere the clans can stay at that distance and whittle you down on there. They don't have to let you close. So with that, assault mechs, they lose their potency for inner sphere because you're not going to be able to bring all your weapons to bear easily. And while you have more armor, you're still, again, getting hit 15 points, 20 points, 7, 8 points on damage across the board. I think I'm spacing for a moment. You guys will correct me. ER medium lasers, 8 points, I believe. 5 is regular. I don't think it's 7. I think it's 8 on there. Maybe 7 is inner sphere ER laser. But anyway, it's more damage, more range on there. So you need to outnumber the clans. That's tactics number 1, and utilizing that. Bulk up on a couple of heavy mechs, sure. But medium mechs, I find, medium mechs in great numbers start to shine against the clans. They've got some good weapons on there. You've got a good mix of armor, speed, and weapons. Yes, they're going to go down fast, but it's that war of attrition. Now, you can play Battletech with lots of mechs for many, many, many years. That's how I played the game. That's how I enjoyed the game, and I still love the mechs. But if anything benefits the most from combined arms, aka total warfare, it's inner sphere versus clans. The ability to take some tanks, the ability to take some air support, the ability to take infantry. Not only are you going to get more guns on the table, but you're going to get more of an initiative, you're going to get more of a model mass. Model mass is key against dealing with them. That's just like 101, begin to how you approach it. And I wanted to push this up there simply because we talked about the clans. Now we needed to balance it out a little bit, inner sphere on there.